From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, thunderstorms, snow showers, and everything in between continue to push east with time across the area. Of course, I think the highest impact will be in those higher mountain passes with that snow. Again, the snow levels kind of hovering in the 3 to 3,500 foot range on average. Some of us might be up there by 4,000 feet, but I would actually tend towards the lower side given the trends I've seen so far. Thunderstorms still ongoing across the area for the next several hours. This big mass, that's going to continue to push east, right? So I do think we still see some scattered activity of these thunderstorms through the night and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. But I do think by tomorrow it's going to become a lot more scattered, right? The instability's kind of been drained. These storms really took all the energy they could, and there's really not a lot of widespread activity for our Sunday or for our Monday either. So I think the next couple of days will definitely be an outdoors-wise an improvement, right? I do think the conditions will be better out there. And Tuesday, I think it's just going to be downright dry. I'm really not seeing any huge issues in that front. But speaking of fronts, I think Wednesday is whenever we have this next big system coming through. And it is actually a pretty robust system. I'm keeping a close eye on this. Snow levels will be continuously dropping as we head deeper and deeper into the week. Wednesday, we're probably going to start 3,500 to 4,000 feet, but we'll probably end up about 3,000 feet, maybe even a little bit lower as we head towards the Thursday and Friday time frame. Now, let's take a look at the rainfall. This is through Wednesday, so this is considering the fact that Monday and Tuesday will be dry and we start the rain Wednesday. Combined with today, what we saw, well, we're actually picking up Del Norte County, Western Siskiyou County, Humboldt County, and even portions of the valley here just north of Redding, along I-5. Well, we're talking 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. So we're going to be picking up quite a bit of precipitation as this next system adds on to what we've seen today. So we definitely have this unsettled pattern still sticking around. And I think this precipitation outlook really paints the picture kind of nicely. Much of the west coast, all the way up to the west coast up by the Seattle and Haida Gwaii way up there. I think we're doing, well above average trends, right? I think even further south, they're going to get a lot more. But we're still in that second or third tier, which is pretty notable. So I think we're going to have to keep an eye on this unsettled patterns for the next, I would say, 7 to 14 days. That's climatology. Maybe I'll discuss that another time, but definitely looking like we're holding that trend for the extended term. Now here's your forecast lows for tonight. Notice those widespread 40s along the coast and in the valley as well, maybe inching near 50 down by Chico and Oroville down there on 99, but I really don't think a lot of us are going to see that. I think that's going to be the outlier more than anything else. Notice these widespread freezing and below temperatures out from Siskiyou County all the way to Modoc and Plumas County out by the eastern mountains as well. Lassen Volcanic State Park will be lucky to get up by 20, 21 degrees as we head through tonight there. So that's definitely going to be quite the brisk one there. And especially as this thing kind of shifts off to our north, we're probably going to get some breezier conditions as well. So let's take a look at what we have in store for the big picture. Now here by Trinity County for tomorrow, mid-50s. I think you can kind of reasonably expect that. Again, more scattered activity for our Sunday, not quite as widespread. That's the kind of key phrase here, right? Not quite as widespread, more scattered for our Sunday and for our Monday. And Tuesday, again, looks pretty much dry. I think as we head over the next several days, conditions continue to improve until we head through Wednesday. And then boom, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's whenever the Arctic air continues to reinforce itself and we get the more rainfall and the more snowfall coming in across the area. Of course, along the coast, I think as we head through Wednesday and beyond, that's whenever we're going to see those highest rain totals right across the area in Humboldt County and Del Norte County. Notice through tomorrow, we're probably going to be hovering there kind of in the, I would say, mid-50s across the area. Notice up here in Eureka and Forest Union, you're in 40, 53, 54 kind of range. Over here in Ferndale, 53, for example. So we have a pretty steady state kind of situation over the next several days. Notice you really don't see a lot of variation along the coast with those temperatures, even as that Arctic air reinforces. Still below average for spring, but you know what? Mother Nature doesn't know calendars. I said that earlier, so it's going to take a little bit for that pattern to really adjust itself to more spring-like. Here's the north coast up by Del Norte County as we head through the next, I would say, 24 hours or so. Again, you can reasonably expect those mid-50s across the area, cooling down just a few degrees, but still fairly steady state as we head through Wednesday and beyond, which is when we pick up that heavier rainfall, more widespread across the area here up in Del Norte County. Again, this is also where I think we're probably going to see those highest rainfall totals, as is typical across the North State. Out towards Siskiyou County, upper 40s, lower 50s. Notice up here in Hornbrook at 55, that's your winter. 54 in Wairika. Out towards Happy Camp as well at 55, but then you head further east, higher elevations. McLeod at 51, Mount Shasta City, 49 degrees, Weed at 48. So yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the trends there. And of course, you can also see the trends in the big picture. Snow levels dropping midweek and towards Thursday and towards Friday. again, 4,000 down to 3,500, down to 3,000 feet, maybe even lower by then, but I think the snow will be moving out and the rain will be moving out by next weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that. Out towards Modoc County, we'll be lucky to kind of eke out a 50. Notice from Two Lake all the way down, Canby, California Pines, you kind of get in the 48 range, 49 range. Give it 1 to 2 degrees of wiggle room. You might expect that out there. But again, I really think it's going to be right there on the precipice. And I think Tuesday, boom, we hit 50, but then we come crashing right back down, right, to the mid 40s, even lower 40s by Thursday and into Friday. So that really is kind of a sign of the times, right, with that pattern starting to change here. Out towards the Eastern Mountains, again, similar story, widespread upper 40s with, again, a few areas just barely eking out, just barely into the 50s range. Out here at Susanville at 50, Janesville at 49, Doyle right there out by the state line at 50, Quincy at 50, but it really is just such a close call. I think 48, 49 on average is kind of what you can expect out here. But again, snow levels starting to creep back down Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as we head through 4,000 feet, through 3,000 feet then. So we'll watch that for more unsettled weather towards the end of the week. Of course, down through the valley, there's our winters, as is typical, widespread mid-60s across the area. Up here at Corning at 64, holding pretty steady within a 1 to 2 degree range all the way down to Biggs, Gridley, and Oroville by the Oroville Dam down there. I think we're going to be, 62, 63, that kind of range. Tuesday, probably going to be the warmest day of the week, 64, 65, because, it's going to be dry there, so that definitely helps. But then, yeah, we fall right back in line. Cooling down Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, the northern portions of the valley, a very similar situation out here from Lakehead all the way down to Anderson. We're in that 1 to 2 degree range of 61, 62, 63. That's kind of what we're holding steady with over the next several days. Rain keeps us cool by Wednesday and beyond. So yeah, over the next several days, I think past this will start to kind of dry out a little bit, but I don't think the active pattern is done, not by any stretch of the imagination.